If you're a man over 60 and you think oatmeal is the safest thing on your plate, you might want to sit with me for this one. Because here's the hard truth. That warm bowl you've been trusting every morning, the one that feels like it's doing your heart a favor, might actually be chipping away at your testosterone, draining your energy, and messing with your metabolism without you even knowing it. See, most of us don't question oatmeal. We just assume it's healthy because everyone's been saying it is for decades. But here's the part no one tells men our age. What you add, what you skip, and how you cook it, those little details can be the difference between a breakfast that fuels your strength and one that silently erodes it. This video isn't here to cancel oatmeal. It's here to reclaim it and teach you how to turn a basic bowl of oats into a powerful morning ritual that supports your hormones, your blood flow, and your stamina. We're going to walk through the common mistakes that are hurting your performance more than helping. And then I'll show you 5 small habits that transform oatmeal into one of the best tools you've got to stay sharp, strong, and, let's be honest, sexually alive. So if you're ready to take back control of your morning sand, maybe your masculinity, sit here with me. Let's fix breakfast first. You know, there's something almost poetic about starting your day with a warm bowl of oatmeal. It's simple, familiar, comforting. Like an old friend who's always been there in the quiet hours of morning when the sun's just beginning to stretch across the windowsill and the world hasn't quite gotten loud yet. For generations, oatmeal has carried the badge of being a healthy breakfast, and for good reason. But here's a question we don't ask often enough. Is oatmeal still good for men over 60? Or has its reputation outgrown its reality, especially when it comes to vitality, testosterone, and aging well as a man? Let's talk about it. You see, at its core, oatmeal is actually a powerhouse of essential nutrients. It's loaded with beta-glucan, a soluble fiber that works almost like a sponge inside your body, soaking up bad cholesterol, slowing down sugar absorption, and feeding the good bacteria in your gut. And that's just the beginning. This humble grain also delivers zinc, an essential mineral for men, particularly as we age. Zinc plays a crucial role in maintaining testosterone levels, supporting your immune system, and aiding in wound healing and inflammation control. Then there are the B vitamins, tiny but mighty nutrients that fuel your energy, support brain function, and keep your skin, hair, and mood in balance. And let's not forget the avananthramidase group of rare antioxidants found almost exclusively in oats. These guys are inflammation fighters, quiet warriors. They help relax blood vessels, improve circulation, and protect your cells from oxidative stress zone of the silent enemies of aging. So yes, oatmeal can be incredibly good for men over 60, especially for your heart, your blood flow, your metabolism, and even for your sexual health. Sounds like the perfect food, right? Well, not so fast. Because here's the catch, and this is where it gets personal for a lot of men I talk to. Oatmeal only helps if you eat it the right way. Done wrong, it can actually drain your energy, destabilize your hormones, and harm your ability to stay vital in your later years. Let me ask you, have you ever eaten a big, sweet bowl of oatmeal, maybe added a little too much brown sugar, or used one of those instant-flavored packet sand, then felt kind of tired a few hours later? Maybe even moody or a little foggy? That's not just in your head. That's your blood sugar crashing after it spiked too high, too fast. And when blood sugar roller coasters become a habit, your body starts building insulin resistance, storing fat, and yes, even lowering your testosterone. Over time, that morning comfort food might be quietly undermining your strength as a man. This is why I believe we need to rethink what it means to eat healthy as we age. It's not just about what you eat, it's how you prepare it, what you pair it with, and whether your body can actually use the nutrients inside it. Especially for men over 60, when muscle mass naturally declines, hormones shift, and energy reserves need more careful protection, every small decision matters. Oatmeal can either be your ally in this stage of life or a subtle saboteur. So what does this mean in real terms? It means if you're going to eat oatmeal in your 60s, 70s, or beyond, you need to be intentional. Choose oats that are less processed, like steel-cut or rolled oats instead of those pre-sweetened microwave packs. Add protein not just for satiety, but because it helps balance blood sugar, fuels muscle preservation, and supports testosterone production. Go easy on the sweeteners. Opt for natural options like mashed banana, fresh berries, or a dash of cinnamon. And most importantly, don't rely on oatmeal to be a complete meal. Think of it as part of a wider canvas that includes healthy fats, colorful veggies, clean proteins, and hydration. Because at the end of the day, here's the truth no one tells you on the back of the oatmeal box. The way you eat your breakfast sets the tone for how your hormones behave that entire day. It affects your stamina, your mood, your focus, and yes, even your ability to feel strong and intimate in your relationships. That might sound heavy, but I think that's empowering. Because it means you're not at the mercy of age, you're at the helm of your own well-being. And something as small as a bowl of oatmeal can actually become a daily act of self-respect. A simple but powerful ritual that says, I'm showing up for myself today. So the next time you open your pantry and see that bag of oats, pause for a moment. Ask yourself not just, am I eating healthy? But rather, am I eating with intention? Because for men over 60, it's not just about avoiding disease. It's about staying strong, staying sharp, and showing up fully for the life you still have ahead of you. Let's make every spoonful count. Let's be honest for a second. Most of us, especially after 60, have started to pay more attention to what's on our plate. We reach for the healthy options. We cut back on fried food, ease off the red meat, maybe even swap out white bread for whole grains. And somewhere along that road, oatmeal makes its way into the daily routine. Because, well, oatmeal feels safe. It's heart-healthy. It's warm. It's easy. It's been endorsed by generations. But here's a quiet truth that very few people talk about. Even the healthiest food can work against you if you eat it the wrong way. And when it comes to male vitality, testosterone, and circulation, these small missteps can slowly chip away at your strength without you realizing it. So let's unpack the 5 most common oatmeal mistakes I see men over 60 making. They may look innocent, but they could be quietly sabotaging your energy, metabolism, and even your performance in the bedroom. Mistake number 1. Turning your oatmeal into a dessert. It starts innocently enough. A little drizzle of honey, a spoonful of brown sugar, maybe some sweetened dried cranberries. Suddenly, that bowl of oats is loaded with sugar. And while it tastes great going down, here's what happens behind the scenes. Your insulin spikes. That insulin spike lowers free testosterone. Then comes the crash and you feel sluggish, moody, maybe even craving more sugar before lunch. Over time, this habit creates insulin resistance, which stores more fat around your belly, increases estrogen, and disrupts the hormonal balance men need to stay sharp and strong. Better way? Instead of sugar, try mashed banana for natural sweetness. Add a sprinkle of cinnamon or a drop of real vanilla extract. It's not just healthier, it actually deepens the flavor, and your hormones will thank you. Mistake number 2. Forgetting the protein. This one's subtle, but it matters a lot, especially after 60. Oatmeal is mostly carbs and fiber. That means it gives you quick energy, but not lasting energy. If you eat oats with just water or almond milk, it's like throwing kindling on a fire. It flares up fast, then burns out just as quickly. You feel hungry by mid-morning, tired by noon, maybe even foggy. But the real issue? Without protein, your blood sugar fluctuates. Your body starts tapping into muscle for fuel, and your testosterone, which depends on amino acids, doesn't get the support it needs. Better way? Balance your bowl with boiled eggs, a dollop of Greek yogurt, or a spoonful of chia or hemp seeds. These bring not only protein but also zinc, omega-3s, and anti-inflammatory compounds crucial for circulation and stamina. Mistake number 3. Using flavored instant oatmeal packets. We've all done it. You're in a rush. You grab one of those apple cinnamon packets because it sounds healthy. But let's look past the label. Inside, you'll find hidden sugars, sometimes 3-4 teaspoons per packet, preservatives, artificial flavors, and often hydrogenated oils. It's like eating candy disguised as breakfast. And the price you pay? Low-grade inflammation. The kind that damages your blood vessels, yes, including the small arteries involved in arousal and erection. Better way? Go back to the real thing, rolled oats or steel-cut oats. It takes maybe 5–10 minutes on the stove. Add your own real fruit, throw on a few chopped almonds. It's cleaner, it's more satisfying, and it gives you full control. Mistake number 4. Overeating healthy portions. Oatmeal is healthy, so more must be better, right? Not exactly. Pile on a mountain of oats, then top it with peanut butter, seeds, fruit, and honey, and suddenly you've got a 700-calorie meal that's more filling than functional. What many men don't realize is that too much fiber at once can slow digestion, cause bloating and discomfort, and even reduce mineral absorption, especially zinc, which is essential for testosterone production. Better way? Stick to 1/2 cup of dry oats that's about 40–50 g. Once cooked, it doubles in size. Add some smart toppings, and it becomes a complete, balanced meal, not an overload. Mistake number 5. Skipping, soaking, or undercooking. This last one is rarely talked about, but it's powerful. Raw oats, especially steel-cut ones, contain phytic acid, a compound that binds to minerals like zinc, iron, and magnesium, making them harder for your body to absorb. When you skip soaking or undercook your oats, you're missing out on these minerals. And again, for men, that matters. Why? Because zinc plus magnesium equals testosterone plus energy. Better way? Soak your oats overnight in water or plant-based milk, or simply cook them thoroughly until soft and porridge-like. This simple step makes the oats easier to digest, more nutrient-dense, and far gentler on your gut. Let me ask you something that no one ever really teaches us as men. Did you know your testosterone follows a clock? Yep, it's not just a hormone floating around doing its job. It actually works on a daily rhythm, rising and falling like the sun. For most men, testosterone is highest in the early morning, right around the time your eyes open and your body stretches awake. Then it gradually declines through the day, hitting its low point by evening. That's not random. It's biological design. It's your body's way of saying, let's go, let's get moving, let's be sharp, present, and powerful right now. But here's where things can go sideways. What you eat in the first hour of your day, especially how you eat something as common as oatmeal, can throw that rhythm completely off track. You might be wondering, wait, oatmeal? That's supposed to be healthy, right? And yes, on paper, it is. Oatmeal is filled with fiber, complex carbs, and heart-friendly nutrients. But when you start piling it high with brown sugar, pouring in sweetened milk, skipping protein, or reaching for those instant flavor packets, suddenly your healthy breakfast becomes a hormonal ambush. Let me break it down. When you eat a breakfast that's high in sugar and low in protein and fat, your body reacts with a spike in insulin hormone that helps move sugar from your bloodstream into your cells. That insulin spike is like a hormonal flood that ends up doing two things. 1. It lowers free testosterone, the form your body actually uses. 2. It sets you up for a crash energy dip that comes mid-morning, around 9:30 or 10 a.m. That dip isn't just physical, it's mental, emotional, and yes, sexual too. So instead of feeling energized like a man in his prime, you're staring at your desk by 10 a.m., sipping a second cup of coffee, wondering why your brain feels foggy and your body feels meh. Now think back to your younger days. Remember waking up feeling charged, ready to take on the day even before breakfast? That wasn't just youth, that was hormonal momentum. And believe it or not, men in their 60s can still experience it if you learn how to work with your hormone clock, not against it. Breakfast matters, because the first meal of your day tells your hormones what kind of day it's going to be. So what's the fix? It's not about ditching oatmeal, it's about rebuilding it. Start with less sugar. No more big scoops of brown sugar or syrup. Instead, mash in half a banana, add a handful of blueberries, or sprinkle in cinnamon or nutmeg. These are natural sweeteners with antioxidant benefits. Next, bring in protein. I'm talking about a spoonful of chia seeds, a scoop of Greek yogurt, or a side of boiled eggs. Protein slows digestion, keeps you full, and most importantly gives your body the amino acids it needs to support testosterone production. Then, don't forget healthy fats. A few crushed walnuts or almonds go a long way. They provide omega-3s and support your cardiovascular system, which, by the way, is key to everything from brain health to blood flow down there. This kind of breakfast low in sugar, balanced with protein and fat, supports your testosterone rhythm instead of disrupting it. You'll notice the difference. Instead of feeling drained and distracted by 10 a.m., you'll feel centered, sharp, and clear even without that extra coffee. Here's a way to think about it. Do you want your morning to feel like you're 63 or like you're 33? Because that choice starts with what you put in your bowl. You can eat like a man winding down his engine. Or you can eat like a man who still has miles to go. And look, I know this sounds like a lot of thought to put into oatmeal, but here's the truth. Your breakfast isn't just food, it's feedback. Your body listens. It listens to how you fuel it. It listens to whether you're giving it the tools to keep building testosterone or stealing them away without realizing it. Now, I'm not saying this one meal will turn back the clock overnight, but I am saying this. Every bite you take in the morning is a small message to your hormones. We're still in the game. And when you send that message consistently, your body responds. You feel stronger, more resilient, more grounded in who you are. That's not magic, that's biology working in your favor when you give it the chance. So tomorrow morning, before you toss that brown sugar into your oats, before you say, "It's just breakfast," pause for a second. Ask yourself, is this the fuel my hormone clock needs, or the fog that shuts it down? Because the difference between a sluggish morning and a powerful one isn't age, it's intention. And that clock? It's still ticking for you. Let's make it work. There's something sacred about the early hours of the day. When the world is quiet, the light is soft, and the choices we make haven't yet been rushed by deadlines or distractions. And it's in this delicate space, this window between waking and doing, that the first meal of the day quietly shapes the kind of man we show up as. You've heard it before. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. But for men over 60, it's not just about eating. It's about eating in a way that feeds your circulation, your focus, your strength, even your masculinity. And yes, oatmeal can be a part of that ritual. But only if you treat it with care, only if you build it intentionally, not just throw it in a bowl. So today, let's talk about 5 powerful habits that can turn your humble bowl of oats into a daily engine for male vitality. Habit number 1. Add good fats, fuel your blood flow. Let's start with fat knot, the kind that clogs you up, but the kind that sets your inner fire back in motion. When you add healthy fats like walnuts or almonds to your oatmeal, you're not just making it crunchy or tasty. You're feeding your body omega-3 fatty acids, the type that improves blood circulation, especially to the smaller vessels, yes, the ones critical for performance, supports brain clarity, helps lower inflammation, one of the silent killers of testosterone production. Think of walnuts as nature's heart pill. Just a small handful can support your vascular health in ways you won't feel immediately, but your body knows, your stamina knows. And that alone makes it worth it. Habit number 2, don't cook your oats in milk. This might surprise you. Most people assume that cooking oats in milk makes them creamier and more nutritious. But in reality, it's the opposite. Milk contains proteins and sugars that, when heated with oats, react with the starch and create a sticky, overly thick consistency. That sticky texture doesn't just affect taste, it can block nutrient absorption. And for men after 60, where every bit of zinc, magnesium, and iron matters for testosterone, energy, and blood oxygen, this is no small detail. The fix? Cook your oats in filtered water first. Let them soften and open up. Then, once cooked, stir in a splash of milk or plant-based alternative. You preserve the nutrients, and you get that creamy texture without compromise. Small habit, big impact. Habit number 3, a pinch of salt, balance from the first bite. Here's something nobody talks about. Salt, in moderation, doesn't destroy health, it reveals it. When you add just a pinch of sea salt at the beginning of cooking your oats, two powerful things happen. 1. It helps balance electrolytes, especially sodium and potassium, both crucial for nerve function, hydration, and even muscle contractions during intimacy or exercise. 2. It enhances flavor, and when food tastes more complete, your brain registers satisfaction sooner. You feel emotionally nourished, not just physically full. Food isn't just fuel, it's mood. A little salt at breakfast sets the tone, grounded, calm, alive. Habit number 4. Don't overcook, keep some life in it. You ever notice how overcooked oats turn into a paste? They lose all their structure, all their bite. And the problem with that? Your body digests them too fast. That means a quick release of energy, a crash before lunchtime, and a hunger that feels less like need and more like agitation. But when you cook your oats until they're just soft with a slight chew, something beautiful happens. They digest slower, they keep you full longer. Your blood sugar stays steady, and your morning focus stays strong. It's like leaving just enough mystery in a story. The oats still have character, and so do you. Habit number 5. Don't make oatmeal your whole identity. Here's the trap. You find one healthy food, you stick with it, day in, day out. It feels safe, predictable, clean. But no single food, no matter how super, can give your body everything it needs. Oatmeal lacks vitamin B12, critical for nerve health and testosterone production. Complete protein, needed to preserve muscle and strength. Omega-3s from marine sources, like fatty fish. And vitamin D3, a major player in testosterone synthesis and immune function. So while oatmeal can start your day, it can't carry your entire health story. What to do? Pair it with boiled eggs or smoked salmon, a side of steamed greens or avocado, and make sure your other meals include lean meats, legumes, or supplements as needed. It's about balance, not restriction. A life full of color, texture, and variety, not bland repetition. So here's the real takeaway, gentlemen. Oatmeal isn't the problem. The problem is how casually we treat it when we're at an age where every meal is a message to our body. When you treat food like fuel, you stay in the game. When you treat breakfast like a ritual, you reclaim your edge. A few tweaks: less sugar, more protein, the right fats, better prep can turn that tired old bowl into a silent engine for testosterone, focus, and vitality. And that's what we're doing here on this channel. Not chasing fads, not falling for labels, just learning how to eat, think, and live like men who still have a lot of living left to do. So if this hit home for you, don't just like the video, subscribe, sit here with teenager, stay curious, and show up for yourself. Because we're not getting older, we're getting sharper.